first.
The police are gonna catch me with the reach. This is our sacred ship. Come on, go in, go in.
You go.
They're gonna catch me. I'm rich. They're coming. They're gonna catch me. I'm rich. I'm rich. No, you're thief. No. Yeah, I stole all this money. Okay. Car was set. Nice. Everybody go.
What time is it?
Have you ever seen a
Come on.
After 8.
Come on, let's go.
Is everybody in the car?
Yeah.
Yeah. Doggies?
Doggies.
Got the dogs.
Got the dogs. Stella and Jimmy are there.
There you were.
All right, we're heading home.
Yeah.
Do you guys have the energy to unload?
Yeah, we need to unload.
Oh God, and I'm gonna be suffering because I'll be looking at it like, oh, plenty of gifts. So,
I'll tell you why.
The route guidance will start
We had
now.
2 presents. 2 lots of presents.
why don't we just put it under the Christmas tree again, okay?
Okay.
Yes?
In a quarter of a mile,
Okay.
right turn onto South Phelps Road.
To everything.
Too much.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's
That
like
coffee
2,
is good when it's
2,
fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Your Biden signs away, Boogan. Election is over by about 2 months.
Did you grind his own coffee?
Yeah, she grounded.
I was thinking at first, I was like, does Debbie have a grinder so we can give it for Christmas present? I guess she likes that cup. It says Rise and Shine. It's pretty.
Next right, and then right turn.
Oh, are we going this way?
Next right.
There's still 2
I was thinking of going the same way we came from.
Why?
Because it's shorter.
No, it's not.
It's one.
Where's the tool shed, Saya? Oh, wrong.
There. Can't you read?
Luke, you can literally take a nap, Luke, or sleep by the time you
What
get
are we
home.
gonna do tomorrow?
Tomorrow is Saturday. Ansuya needs to rest, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Tomorrow is St. Stephen's Day.
Tomorrow is St. Stephen's Day, yeah.
It's also Boxing Day in England.
Mm.
You know why they call it Boxing Day?
Mm-mm.
Because you box up the presents that didn't fit or that you didn't like, and you bring them back to the stores.
Then why is it boxing? No, boxing sports.
No, it's boxing, as in you're putting things in boxes.
Oh, I thought it's boxing, really boxing
No,
sports.
it's not boxing, as in you're hitting people with a stuffed glove.
Well, we're gonna open those other presents. I'm tired of opening presents right now.
Here's my
In half of a mile, left turn onto South Lee Summit Road.
From Megan, from Trish and Remy.
Yes, Liam.
Yes.
May I wear my gold shades before we open them?
What? No. What?
I knew
Tonight?
It. I just knew it.
No.
much that his, he's just stiff.
Make a legal U-turn ahead.
Because you don't know how much. Is Jimmy back there, Zach? Oh. Sorry, Jimmy. Jesus. Yeah.
I said don't tell her.
Put it back,
Legal
look.
U-turn ahead.
Put it back, look.
It's in his book.
It smells like bread or something.
Auntie,
What?
It does.
when we were living with Grandma Deb and Grandpa,
In half of a mile, left turn onto I-470 north.
Yeah.
Then put his hand in Blue's beak, stuck it on the keyboard,
Yep. I saw that.
and it says "Shoot my grandpa." It was my best thing. It was right on the bottom. It said
Onto I-470 north.
I think he died at that. He died a few weeks after.
Maybe this is not from vertically.
I think he died on. I think he died after Christmas. What if he died next? He didn't die after Christmas. We went to school. We were at school.
He went to daycare. It was in the summer.
Continue on I-470 north.
Was it summer?
And
No,
then
it was June,
I-70
right?
It was June.
west is on the right.
Went to school.
Yeah, June is in summer in this part of the world. I know it's rainy season in the Philippines or something like
Did he
that.
die? July, I think. July.
Yeah, it was July
Yeah, July,
5th.
because we went July 4th.
It was July 5th.
Don't tell the whole
We went to the Royals game
Mm-hmm.
like 2 weeks before that. And he didn't feel good, so he didn't go.
Yeah.
And he had been not feeling good for a long time.
Yeah.
And that's just amazing because all indications are that if he had
Continue on I-70 west.
been with his doctor, if the doctor would look for it, probably would have found it. But I've noticed that
Next exit
it's really
on the
hard
right, and then
to get the
right
doctors
turn.
to take an interest in you when you complain about something. They're like, oh, I think it's probably this or probably that. And 9 times out of 10, they're wrong. And they don't even do any tests. Because, they charge so much for everything.
Well, I believe when he was hospitalized for his
In
surgery,
2/10 of a mile,
they did
right turn
chemi-
onto East 39th
chemistry
Street
lab.
South.
laboratory tests, and they found out all his lab results are wacky. So
Probably.
they should have worked it out, but
So, well, we can get you to live a little while longer and enjoy your retirement. But no. And they probably may have talked to him, and he probably may have said, oh, no, I'm okay, I'm fine. And been a man about it.
don't tell them.
Nancy,
Yeah.
are you talking about me getting my surgery? No.
In half of a mile, sharp left turn.
That's why I'm not happy with our family doctor right now, because he's just like, And then the nurses, you've had experiences with that nurse. Have not turned out very well.
Well, he's a family, and he doesn't really.
Yeah, he's the one that if you have a problem, he can make a referral.
Yep. So he's
And-
like a middleman.
Next sharp left.
Yeah, and he doesn't. And they're all referring, we're in that medical group, so they're all making referrals to within their group. So basically, they're trying to build business for.
Right. But you tried to go to North Kansas City.
Proceed about 1 mile to East
And I don't know
23rd
why you
Street
are-
South.
Well, North Kansas City is all Meritas anyway. It doesn't matter. One group. You know my OB-GYN? He's an old man. He's very good. I've never have an OB-GYN like him ever. And he's retiring this year.
Yeah.
And I can't find anymore. And there's one that he referred me to, and he said it's in the same group. And I was like, okay, well, I'll go with, as long as it's like, I will refer you to a good one. So, and then I went to my mammogram, and he said, so who's your OB-GYN?
In
I said,
half of a mile, left
Dr.
turn
Seifert.
onto East
like,
23rd
oh
Street
man,
South.
he's also my OB-GYN. Isn't he retiring? I said, I know. He told me that last August. I was like, man, it's so hard to find a doctor like him. He was referred to me by Dr. Failing. Failing was the one who did the surgery on me, and he was older too.
Yeah.
The old ones are
And the new ones are
perhaps,
worth.
yeah, like, you know, like your knee surgeon and the body friend Jason Gergen, they're buddies.
Yeah.
Next left.
So yeah, you're getting those. You're not getting the old ones now.
You're getting people who are referring to each other to help
Each other.
generate business for their buddies, but not really
Proceed about
necessarily.
9/10 of a mile
good
to
referral.
East Truman Road.
And literally, it can be deadly because you get somebody who's just like, you know, when I worked in the Medical Plaza building, I observed something. I observed the richest doctors in the
In
place,
half
the
of a
ones who
mile,
made
keep
the most
right
money
onto East Truman
and
Road.
actually did the least work, were the cardiologists. And all they did, for the most part, most of them did, was they just read the EKGs. That's all they did was run people in, read EKGs, and they were done. And they get paid the highest. And I went in all these medical
Keep right,
suites
and then right turn.
because they had me as my summer job. In the winter, they had me going in and cleaning the vents and things like
Next
that.
right.
I'd go around with Rick Lowell when he worked there, and he was always like doing
Proceed on
repair
Missouri
work and things like
291.
that. And I remember going in there to the cardiologist, and every one of them had a Wall Street Journal, which means that all they did was think about, they're very dispassionate about money. They're all about investing and retiring early and vacations and their second and third houses and look how rich I am for doing nothing, because all these elderly people with heart problems would come in there and do the treadmill tests and have the EKGs done. Companies are paying through the nose for that stuff. Sunday. No, it's not. It's Saturday.
Oh my goodness, I had 5 days off. And I am just beat up. Well, Wednesday I did a lot of errands. I had my mammogram. I have me and Saya's haircut. I just
20
felt
miles
accomplished.
ahead on the route.
And then
Slow traffic.
that's
Yeah, well,
23rd.
when Debbie was giving us presents, I was feeling guilty, like, oh, we didn't give her enough. And she really put some thought into them and everything.
For the kids, yeah. It's her grandkids.
Well, for us too.
She had some presents still there, so I know she's giving them to some of her friends. I don't believe she doesn't go out. I mean, she doesn't need to be very defensive about it.
Well, you can go out if you just keep your distance and you wear a mask. I mean, you don't have to be a hermit. I think they pretty much got this figured out, you know. Go out, wear your mask, keep your distance, wash your hands. They've even backed off of the whole, you know, wash your hands constantly and don't touch your face and everything. I think they've kind of figured out, well, it's contagious, but it's airborne, you know. Picking it up off a tabletop. Although it's a good idea to sanitize, and I think I'm about the only one who really sanitizes in my bay. I go in, I grab those bottles of alcohol, and I spray the crap out of it. I especially hit the floor. Because people are all like, oh yeah, you can get it off the surfaces. And I'm like, well, no, actually, probably in one of the more common areas you can get it is from the and on the floor. At your face. Shit, fart, puke, and everything else. But I think they're thinking not as much as they once were, you know. Although they said the new strain out of England is 70% more contagious.
They have a new strain now?
Yeah, they're all worried about it, and everybody's saying, don't let the English people into your country. So they've shut down travel to England. Actually, it's really sad because it happened right before Christmas, and they essentially canceled Christmas for everyone.
In half of a mile, keep right onto
And I think they're a
Missouri
lot
210.
stricter about it, because they say you can't travel, you can't go out of your house. I'm sure Uncle John enjoys that.
You guys just stay in the house?
But that's their prime
Keep
minister,
right,
and
and
I'm
then
pretty sure he
left
likes
turn.
that prime minister, because that prime minister is a crazy conservative.
In 0.2 of a
What's his
mile,
name, Boris?
left turn onto Missouri 210.
Prime Minister messy hair. But that prime minister got COVID really seriously early on and almost died from it. So I'm sure he's very empathetic. before they understood what kind of miracle drugs and things they could use, because they pumped President Idiot full of steroids. That's what got him through.
Proceed on Missouri 210. Miles ahead on the route. Slow traffic.
Oh, that's good. You can remember him by it. Say, where's heaven, Luke? You know where heaven is?
It is up to the sky.
No.
It's in your heart.
It's in your heart. And that's how we keep people alive forever, by remembering them. There's a lot of people who believe that when you die, you don't go to heaven immediately, you go in between. Nobody goes to heaven until the judgment day comes. So if you're not remembered, then you just disappear. Isn't that what the Mexicans believe?
Coco. It's a good movie.
tools themselves, as long as they're good quality, it's fine. But what really makes tools is the packaging, the case they come in. If you have something that can help you organize the tools and keep them somewhere where you can get to them, that's almost more valuable than the tool itself, you know? I guess it doesn't matter. I think I fall for that thing every time.
You're making me tea.
Oh, I guess it does matter because I think you have to be in the middle lane.
Are you making me tea?
I don't know. That's why what was it? When Lowe's started carrying Craftsman, which used to be, and they had it in the fairly good price. They had it on sale, I remember, and it was in that carry-all case. I'm like, yep. Rather than having it rattling around loose in a toolkit where you can never find anything. A toolbox. Pew. Something stinky. Smells like asphalt. Yeah, I think there's an asphalt plant over here somewhere.
9 miles ahead on the route. Slow traffic.
Rut row. This GPS can't differentiate between traffic lights and slow traffic. You know what this shot reminds me of?
What?
Is it the tetanus shots that you get and then your arm hurts, like it feels like it's gonna fall off for a whole day?
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of. And they tell you, oh, you're gonna feel like crap, your arm is gonna really hurt. You just need to move your arm around and get that worked through. Eventually it'll disappear.
That is why you had it on your left.
Yeah, this
Yep, it should have been on the right. That's why people I said, well, I usually work on my right, so left. Well, the left is not working too much as the right. So,
Yeah, I was just a little worried that if it started hurting immediately, I wouldn't be able to use my arm that much a day.
yeah.
And you know, when I was in the military, they demanded you get your shots. They didn't give you an option. You were getting your shots. That's an order. So when they said, everybody line up, you're getting your shots. All right. So we did that, and I got that stupid shot that makes your arm feel like it's falling off. And of course,
In half of a mile, keep right onto I.
you're not allowed to
North.
go home and go be sick. Because, you know, they would conveniently do it. Sick call was something like 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. And if you didn't make sick call, it doesn't matter how sick you are, you had to work. couldn't go to sick call after and say, I don't feel good, I can't work. They wouldn't let you.
Keep right onto I-29
What about the
north.
following day?
Well, by then you felt better, hopefully. And I know we had a sergeant named,
Proceed about 1 mile to
I can't remember his
Burlington
last
Street.
name anymore. His first name was Doug.
0.8 of a mile
And he
ahead
was a
on
staff
the
sergeant,
route.
and he did
Slow traffic.
everything in the office. He took everything on. They gave him all the grunt work, but he did. He was he did all the leadership. He did all the. He did everything. He did everybody's training. Because our master sergeant was a worthless POS. All he did was shine his shoes and play golf. Stuck his nose up commanders' rumps. So everybody turned to Doug for everything. He was overworked, actually. And he was a very good runner, and he rode bikes. He was very skinny, very wiry.
In half of a
And,
mile, right turn at the end of the road onto Burlington Street.
But he had back problems. And I remember for weeks he was having a problem with his back where he could not turn. All he could do was just be straight up and down. And he couldn't sleep at night and everything. So he went to sick call, and they were like, you're all right. Take some Motrin. And he was joking about it. He was very mad because he come to work. They wouldn't let him take the day off and relax his back. They weren't going to refer him for anything. He said, they must have, the medical facility here must be sponsored by Motrin, because that's all they do is give you Motrin until you get to go back to work. So what he did was he went on his own dime to a doctor, a regular doctor, and got what he needed through that. And even at that, his regular doctor said, yeah, he needs to take some days off and relax and everything. And they're like, nope, we won't give him sick call. He needs to take leave. It was rotten. And, Mom and Dad used to take me and Debbie when Dad was in the Air Force, and then when he was a retiree, as part of his benefits, they used to take me and Debbie to the base. Matter of fact, when we were dependent, they would still take us to the base long after Dad retired from the Air Force. We go up to Leavenworth and go see doctors up there. But they quit doing it. They said, well, the medical care you get in the military now is awful. And even with
Proceed about 1 mile
going to
US
the medical base, to the base, and all the stuff they want to charge you for extra, then you might as well go through regular insurance. And that's when they switched to regular insurance for everything, because it said the base was giving awful care, and it was. And that was about in the 1980s when that started going downhill. Early 80s when I was in junior high and high school, they quit taking us to base doctors. Well, there's the North Kansas City Finest right there. Hoping to catch people coming in and out of town going too fast so they can make money for the city. This tomorrow is a great day to go to antique malls, because is.
In half of a mile. 169 north.
They don't have the massive crowds that hopefully that they had before Christmas, you know.
It's actually time to get ready for New Year.
What do you do at New Year?
Stock up some.
Well, we just have like what, corned beef and
New Year is corned
Keep
beef.
right onto
Is it?
US
No.
169
Black-eyed peas.
north.
oh yeah, black-eyed peas.
I think I got the ham.
In 1 mile, US 169 north is on the right.
Where do you get the ham from? Was their ham any good? I mean, I like
We haven't opened it yet.
I like half-baked ham, except they're too sweet.
They're
It's too much
expensive.
sugar, and they're very expensive.
Very expensive. I don't know. I'll try this. This is the first time I've tried this.
Not very good. It was super
God.
salty.
Yeah, that was awful. It was from Rice Chopper. It would be nice if you make your own ham.
What? Raise a pig, kill it, and
No, buy a rum.
US 169 north is on
Just
the
like
right.
Robin does. He makes his own ham. And then it's marinating for a week or so. You just keep on putting it in a brine. Time for it to be cooked. Oh, it's just so good. I still
wonder
have,
with
honey, I still have to buy presents for the girls in
well, I still have to find
Florida.
Ahsoka.
Proceed about 3 miles on US
They
169
said they
north.
are into Harry Potter, Ravenclaw, and
Even if I have to
Gryffindor.
order Ahsoka, and then have it addressed as a gift to Denise at work. I think Denise is a pretty good person. You know, there's a lot of people that I'm not so
In 2 miles,
fond of,
the exit on the right.
but she works really hard, and she's I wouldn't say that they don't give her any credit, but I don't know, she really works her butt off, and she's very helpful to people all the time. I think there's some people who take advantage. That's probably the better way of saying.
cars coming out.
Yep. And they're not going to speed up. They won't slow down. They'll just come straight out, not even look. And that sucks if you got somebody right next to you. So you either have to slow down for them or speed up. Which is actually harder and more dangerous for you. Because quite often when you do that, there's somebody right up on your butt and try and slow down, and they're not yielding either.
It's quiet now.
Yeah.
We
We do need to be home as soon as we can because this is a
Next
bad
exit
night for
on
drunk
the right,
drivers.
and then left turn.
Today, nobody's going out. It's the
No, what
25th.
people do is and they drink and then they drive home. It's December 25th. It's a bad night for drunk drivers. One of the worst nights of the year. Everybody thinks New Year's is, but actually December 25th is.
That's probably why there's the cops.
There's a lot of fatal car crashes that happen on Christmas night.
In 1/10 of a mile, left turn onto Northwest 68th
Lucy?
Street.
Lucy K.
Stop it.
Oh, you're awake.
I still
Right
remember.
turn ahead,
See,
and then
there's
left turn.
like that one right there.
Uh-huh.
I still remember the night that when I was editing at Channel 4 and they had a really bad accident, and it was a guy who was coming home from a Christmas night party with his
Proceed
family,
about 4/10 of a mile
and he
to
was
Northwest 70th Street.
too drunk to barely even be able to stand, but he got in a car and he drove that car as fast as it would go on the highway, lost control of it, went over the middle lane, and he hit a very poorly built Chevy Blazer,
In a quarter of a mile,
and his car,
left turn
which was a
onto
Saab,
Northwest 70th Street.
ripped through that Chevy Blazer through the passenger compartment. And the photographer who was sent out that night got a lot of shots we couldn't show on the air, including the baby that they had in the car that was laying dead on the sheet on the road. They hadn't covered it yet.
Next left.
He
and
wiped
then
out
right
a
turn.
mother, a father, and a child, the whole family. They were coming home from the mother's house
In
from
2/10 of a
Christmas,
mile. North Bellevue Avenue.
and the guy who did it was a piece of you know what. And the family who died was like, the father was an attorney, the mother was something else, like very well educated, nice people, raised really well by